Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant for MMA H.E.A.T. I'm talking to Phil Davis, who's taking on Emanuel Newton at the Bellator event on September 19th. Phil, I believe they have MMA, kickboxing. I believe the Flying Walendas are going to be there. There's like 10 things going on all at once. How psyched are you for this event? It's a big deal.
Oh, it's a huge deal. I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
From the first time Scott Coker brought the idea to me, man, I was just blown away. And that was before they introduced like Glory or anything else. Just the idea of a tournament, I was like, this is going to be awesome.
And why does that suit you better? I mean, certainly we know that, you're new to that organization. Why did you want to jump into a tournament instead of just, go one by one and take a fight, and then a couple months later have another?
It could take up to a year to year and a half to fight, all the top guys in my division in Bellator. But here I'm getting a chance to fight two of the top guys with the possibility of fighting the champion there afterwards, all within a very short period of time. I'm all about that. I want to let all the guys know in my division where I stand and how they stack up again.
Do you feel that there's greater expectation on you? Obviously, we know Emanuel is formerly the champion, and Liam defeated him in a close fight. But do you feel that there's maybe greater expectation on you because you're coming directly from the UFC and this is your first event with them?
Not at all. Not at all. There is that thing of, you know, there's all this pressure because, you're leaving and going here and doing this and doing that. And, you could look at it that way, but it's just a fight. It's just a fight. And if anything, the more pressure's on Emanuel Newton because he lost the belt. This is his opportunity to get back to where he was. He's fallen from grace, and he has a tough road to get back to that belt.
Yeah, he does.
It is not looking good. It ain't looking good, Karyn.
No, well, listen, I hear, and didn't he also test positive for marijuana metabolites after his last fight?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So he has a lot to prove, like you said. So how do you think is the best way to beat him? Like I said, I thought the fight with Liam was close. I was cool with Liam getting the nod in that fight, but it was very close. But what did you take away from that, and how do you see the best way to beat him?
Triangle.
Yeah.
Is definitely something he may need to work on.
Yeah. That's fun.
But no, on all jokes aside, I thought that even in training, a lot of guys don't get caught in triangles, and I thought that was one of those things that happened because he was frustrated and exhausted.
Yeah.
Just in the fight. He's probably not the guy that gets caught in triangles in training.
Yeah.
But the fight had worn him down to a point where he wasn't really acting like the normal guy he is. So, that's really it. Grind him out and allow him to make a bunch of mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's been a while, though, since we've seen you fight. It was in January. So you were pretty healthy, though, right? You didn't have an injury, or were you recovering from something in the downtime?
No. Healthy as a bumblebee. Healthy as a bumblebee. Just,
I've never heard that. I didn't realize bumblebees were known for their health. That's good.
It's just one of ththose things old people say it, so it sounds right.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I've been saying that since you were knee-high to a grasshopper, right? That's the other one.
Oh, knee-high to a June bug. Yep.
To a June bug. Well, so listen, too, for you, obviously you're still down at Alliance, right? And curious who your main training partners there. My beloved Dominick Cruz. Thank goodness.
Of course.
Finally got that fight announced with TJ for January. But who have you been training with down there, and who have you been putting in the good work with?
Just my solid basic team.
Yeah.
Alliance. We lost a few guys, and I guess sometimes the fight game that happens, as fighters, we have to be extremely selfish with our training and whatever makes the most sense for you. But I still have a great team of upper weights around me. Just wrestlers and good team of boxers and kickboxers and also MMA fighters.
Nice.
So.
Hey, but there was that whole thing when they announced that tournament. Were you really in the bathroom?
No, I was in the bathroom. Oh, see, everybody asked me this. So here's how it went down.
Bad.
Yeah, you see, I was at the official announcement.
Yeah.
We had a press conference. Oh no, you weren't there,
No.
but there was a big press conference,
Yeah.
and that was cool. And we announced it and squared off and took some photos and everything, and then we were watching the fights. And as the fights were going on, I was like, man, I have been here for a long time, and I have got to use the bathroom. And so here go my choices. It's back in the locker room,
Yeah.
like the fighters are warming up, and I'm not, you don't want to do that to a guy while he's getting ready to go fight, you know. And then the other option is go up to the concourse level,
Uh-huh.
uh, where all the fans are,
Right.
you know, and I just didn't want to be. It was just a weird in between. I didn't
Yeah.
want to be, you know. Like I didn't want somebody to be like, and it would definitely make its way onto the internet. It would be like, who's
Totally.
staying on the bathroom?
You
Phil
know that.
Davis is back there blowing this place up, like.
You
If
know it
somebody would
would.
like turn that into a Snapchat or something,
Right.
who
Right.
knows? But uh,
But what are you gonna do? Really, what
what
are
would
you
he
gonna
go to?
do?
Exactly, it was just no way to do it. The other thing was, I think there was three knockouts in a row,
Yeah.
and so um, at that point you know they wanted to reintroduce everybody
Yeah.
on Spike, something they didn't plan on doing, and so I had no idea that they were going to do this. Otherwise, I would have stuck around, toughed it out. But no, I didn't know. I was like,
Well, thank you for clarifying. I think,
yeah.
not sure on that. I am curious too, though, for you. What was the appeal in going there? Like you said, you can fight these guys in the same night in the tournament, and you can maybe stay busier. Was that part of it? That why it was so appealing to go? And I know Scott Coker. I've done a lot with Strikeforce in the past. I know Scott's a good guy. But what for you was the deciding factor in deciding not to renew over with UFC and going to Bellator instead?
It just comes down to you know, dollars and cents. You
Yeah.
know, that's what it came down to, and a lot of people put on sponsorship and this
Hmm.
and that, and that honestly wasn't it. That wasn't it. It came down to because um, sponsors will come and go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm lucky and fortunate to have some of the best sponsors, Oak Grove Technology and Affliction Clothing,
Yeah.
who I've been with for years, but I wasn't always with them,
Yeah.
and those things they kind of change. But what you have to base most of your decision on is your fight contract,
Yeah.
and Bellator was willing to do more.
Hmm. Well, it was funny too, because like I said, I talked to Dominic about it. He's like, Psh. He's like, people who are worried about Phil or sad for Phil, they were like, listen, don't be crying for Phil Davis. He's like, it's fine. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be okay. you know. So
Yeah.
that's good. I like to hear that. Well, what is your take on Dominic? I was talking about him to somebody else saying, like, we all know how ready he is to fight and how much pent up aggression. All you have to do is sit there with him in Bisping, and you know that this is a man who needs to let out
Oh,
some
gosh.
aggression. But mentally, he's so sound and really handles it well. But what do you think about this, second return again after the Mizugaki fight? How have you seen Dom in the last little bit, and now that we know that the fight is on the books?
Um, it's Dominic is one of those guys. He will agree with me when I say that he's going to continue to fight until the wheels fall off of his wagon. And if there's anything that everybody should know about Dominic, it's that.
Yeah.
He's really focused in on maintaining his body,
Yeah.
both inside and out
Hmm.
with his diet and his training, and also just getting the mental edge over his training and over the mental obstacles of being a fighter.
Yeah.
He's really troubleshooting the entire game to become the best fighter he can possibly be. And there's very few people that reach their potential in anything, and he's one of the guys that I think is like right there in the 99th percentile of what he can possibly do
Hmm.
because he works that hard. He's an interesting guy, and he's going to come back, and he's going to be just the same fighter as he was.
I agree with you. I find him, he's an odd bird to figure out at first.
No, he's having said that, he's kind of a weird guy.
He's kind of a weird guy, and I've told him now because we're cool and everything. But I told him I was like, Dom, Man, the first couple times I interviewed you, I did not know if that went well at all. I was like, most people I can get a good read on, but Dom can be really obtuse. Do you know what I mean? And then I would walk away. I was like, I don't know what just happened. Like I feel I don't.
Is he angry at me?
Yeah, I don't understand this. And then eventually I would understand his sense of humor. And this, but yeah, I'm just excited that that fight is on the books. And that we get to see him back in action, because that Mizugaki fight was so great, and I'm sitting right there and I was like, yes, he's back. Get it.
That fight was almost this is one of those things, like, I loved seeing Dominick back in the cage so much that I almost didn't see enough of him in that fight. I was like, man, like, everybody wanted to see Dominick finish somebody. Then he comes back and finishes a top 5 guy. And I'm like, Dominick, why did you do that? I wanted to see you fight, man.
Right.
Like, yeah, like, you've been going for 2 years. Give me your whole fight.
Come on.
Give me 15 minutes, Dominick. Like,
right. I feel you. Well, and plus what's amazing, too, is, that there's so many people who maybe are just getting into following MMA, and they don't even know who this dude is. Do you know what I mean? And this is nothing to take nothing away from TJ, because obviously TJ is a very, very good fighter. But there's some people that you can tell don't really have the real perspective on knowing how that fight could play out. Do you know what I mean? They're only used to seeing TJ. So I'm really excited to see those two go at it.
Well, I think new fans, happen about, every 2 to 3 years, you get like another group of new fans. And so to those fans, Dominick is very, very distant, very unknown. You hear about him, you talk about him, you see him, but you don't see him in the cage.
Right.
So these people are going to be pleasantly surprised when they find out that Dominick can do more than just run his mouth on Fox and break down fights.
But he's really
he can actually walk the walk.
Yeah, no, he definitely can. I'm excited. So who do you I'm actually want to get your prediction on the title fight. Do you think Liam's going to keep it? Do you think that Tito's got a shot at this?
I don't think Tito has a big shot.
No.
I think he has a very narrow window of things that he does very well. But he's one of those guys that when I say he's not going to win, it's like he knows that I said it and he spites me by winning. So I'm reluctant to say that he will not win. But I will say that Liam is younger, sharper, faster, and he he seems to be pretty smooth, pretty technical in his last fight that I've seen. So I will give him he will probably win. Yeah. But Tito, he just amazes me. Honestly, he does. He honestly does. When I say, every time I say, I don't think he really stands a chance, then he comes out, looks like he's the guy who was supposed to win the whole time. Right. So, I will tell him this. I say he could win in the first round, but that's going to be his window for opportunity.
And he's been training with King's MMA. This is a guy that puts in a lot of work. I've seen him at the gym, and I give him so much credit for still having so much will to compete.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though people have counted him out. But I agree with you that it is a tough fight. I met Liam when he was helping DC, when he was kind of playing the John Jones role and helping DC. And I remember I was like, oh, all right, yeah, okay, I get it. And then I saw the fight with Emanuel. I was like, dude, and so I know he's putting in some good work. It's going to be fun. Who do you think you'll fight second then? If you get past Emanuel, who's next?
I don't even think about that. Those for those guys to decide. I don't know how their training camp's going. I don't know what type of hours, type of work they're putting in. I don't even want to waste my time and assume who's probably going to win because whoever wins they still got to figure out what they're going to do with me.
Nice. And the format, for clarification, you guys are going 3 rounds. You up to 3 rounds, or is it just 2? How many rounds will you fight Emanuel?
I will fight Emanuel for 2 5-minute rounds.
2 5-minute rounds, right. With the possibility of a third.
No. No.
Oh, so it goes right to judges if it's
Right to judges.
all right, all right.
Which is here's the thing about that is that they tell you up front, hey, look, if it goes to the judges, they will pick someone. I'm fine with that because to me that's like, that's like battling back from adversity. If it goes to the scorecards, you're gonna get screwed, kind of deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. All right. So look,
Right.
that's what we're up against. You don't. Number one, you either dominate the fight and leave no opportunity for anybody, even Cecil Peoples, to say he won the fight, or
Right.
or you end the fight within regulation. So
Right.
as simple as that. You just you just don't. You just don't.
You just don't. You just don't. Well, it's going to be fun, and it's like I said, and I heard they said they were going to have kickboxing and MMA going on at the same time too.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, they're going to have the prelims, I believe,
Yeah.
are going to be taking place simultaneously. For all the fans that are going there, it's just going to be overload.
Yeah. That's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then your TV bouts are going to be on the TV, and those will be. So it's a very cool event. And then of course you got a bunch of guys. They're flying in for pictures and autographs, a huge meet and greet.
Right.
So
Isn't Fedor coming?
Fedor's coming. Kimbo will be there.
Nice. 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 I love it. I love it. It's good stuff. Well, how's the little man? How's the baby?
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's not so little anymore. How old?
No, he's like 3.
So
Yeah.
So cute. So cute. Well, awesome. Well, listen, it's been great catching up with you. It's been too long, it's been a while. I'm glad to see that, you're still the same old Phil. It's good times.
Oh yeah, I'm like Genuine, same old G.
Same old. Nice, nice. Well, best of luck to you, and looking forward to seeing you do your thing, and just in general, be well, stay healthy, and keep Dom healthy too, please.
Oh yeah, no, that's the main thing. Don't worry about me, America. Don't worry about me. Keep Dom healthy.
Yeah. Very nice. Awesome catching up with you, Phil. We'll see you soon.
All right, I'll see you soon.